What is the number one thing that destroys agency owners? What is the disease? What is the plague? In this video, I'm going to explain the number one thing that you need to watch out for if you're new to SMMA. And if you don't watch out for this thing, if you don't watch this video and you're not cognizant of this thing, you're going to be in some real trouble, mate. I mean, dude, I've been doing SMMA YouTube now for 2 years, probably. And we've signed probably near enough 1,000 clients, SMMA owners who want to build their businesses. And if I see people fail, it's usually down to one common enemy. So you need to know what the enemy is, because you can't fight an invisible enemy. And I think we've got Trump to thank for that wonderful quote. My name's Charlie Morgan. I built and scaled 2 companies, an agency to 7 figures and a coaching business to near enough 8 figures, which is quite exciting. And to do that, I've had to be one thing. And you have to be this as well. So patience. Patience is the answer. Now, before you click off and roll your eyes and think, oh, you're not my fucking dad. Don't give me a lecture on patience, mate. Shut up. Right? You need to listen to this, my friend. Impatience is the biggest destroyer of agencies. Here's the thing. The second you set a time frame against your goal is the second you already admit you've lost. I want to make 10 grand a month by June, by May, by next year. You are not allowed to give the universe a fucking deadline. You're not a teacher, and the universe is most certainly not your student. So when you ask for something, you do not give it a deadline. The problem with time setting goals is you haven't critically thought through or critically reasoned the time frame. It's just part of you has just created it. And so what's going to happen is if your trajectory does not match the expectation, may I add, very over optimistic expectation that you have initially set forth in your goal setting, then you will become discouraged. And more importantly, you will become impatient. You need to balance this dichotomy, right? Because there's 2 things you have to do here. You have to work every single day as if you want the result tomorrow. So you want the instant gratification. Don't remove that part of yourself, because it's very good for motivation. So every day you're getting up, you're working your absolute socks off as hard as you can to make it happen tomorrow. And you want it tomorrow. You want it as soon as you possibly can. So you need to be impatient, but you also need to be patient. Here's the thing about the human condition, is society has taught us that we must be polarized. We are either this or we are either that. As above, so below, as they say. But here's the thing, if you want to build a successful company, you can't really behave in conjunction with the rest of society. So how you want to behave in your business on a day-to-day basis, minute by minute, hour by hour, is you want everything now and tomorrow. You're impatient. You're in pain because, I want it now and I haven't got it now. On the flip side, you have to be as patient as a monk. So you find this balance where in the long term, right, over 3 to 6 to 12 months or whatever, your brain is relaxed, it's calm, because it knows that what it wants is coming, it's patient, it's willing to let cause to effect latency kick in, and the universe will give you what you want with time, right? But in the day, you're fucking impatient. So in the year, or the quarter, or in every 6-month period, you're patient, you're calm, you're relaxed. But in the day, in the hour, in the minute, cool. Please don't ever clip that. But you get the point, right? As many calls as you can. Working as quickly as you can. Doing as much as you can. Burning yourself out. Fucking so much energy. So much go. As fast and hard as fast as you can. In the long term, calm or patient. You have to learn to be both. It's really important, because I see this destroy people. Where they start an agency and they're either too patient, which means they never get anything done, because they're like, oh, everything I want and more will come to me with time. I think I'll make 10 cold calls today and call it a day. That's not being patient, that's being stupid. So you need to have that attitude where you're calm and you're like, do you know what, man? I know that everything I want will come to me and more, but only if I'm impatient. So you would, it's so weird, man. You achieve patience through impatience, and you achieve impatience through patience, right? This is a paradox. Anything taken to its extreme becomes its opposite. But this is how I behave in my life, and this is how I've built my companies, is by balancing this character trait, where I used to be incredibly impulsive and impatient. In fact, you ask any of my friends, or mainly my family members, because they know me really well, they would always say, oh, typical Charlie, if I made like a impulsive, quick decision, and it would just be stupid. And like, I was always high energy, high octane, get as much done as I can, make as many decisions as I can, impatience, like, I want it now, I want it all, I want it now. And that works, but if you don't offset that with this calm, long-term attitude, where during the workday, you're as impatient as humanly possible. But then during your relaxing time, and during your days off, or during your holidays, or just whilst you're not working, you're calm and you're patient and you expect that it's going to happen, then you will win. But what I see people doing is I see them getting into SMMA, seeing Iman Gaji get his balls sucked by a 10 out of 10, and then, don't get me wrong, I like E-Man, but it's a perfect example, right? They get in and they see people like that, get stuff like that, and then they think, okay, 10 grand a month in the next 3 months, let's go. And then they go, and it's a good thing because it motivates them in its action, and it's not a bad thing. But remember, anything taken to its extreme becomes its opposite. And so if you're going, and you've got no patience, then what's going to happen over time is you're just going to destroy your business. So I wanted to make this video because you need to hear this probably. Act every day as if it is your last, but treat every year as if you have 100 more to come. If you can balance this dichotomy and you can find relaxation in grinding, then you're never going to burn out and everything you want will come to you. Like I do this. Every day I work as if I want it all now, and I put as much action, I fill my space in the day, if that makes sense. And then when it comes to the evening, or when it comes to the weekend, or Sunday, maybe today's Sunday, but I'm recording, but you get the point. Just chill, relax. You know it's all going to come to you. Nothing is worse than, there's a lot of things worse than this, but working as hard as you can and then not seeing the result happen in the time in which you wanted it to. That's how discouragement happens. That's how people quit. And realistically, the only way you can lose is if you quit. And the only way you quit is if you're not patient enough. So just bear that in mind. But then it's also like, if you're too patient, you don't take any action. So both sides of the coin will destroy you. So I'm not saying you should be patient. I'm not saying you should be impatient. I'm saying you should be both. And you should treat both with caution and balance them out with each other. If you want more clients, click the first link in the description. Subscribe. Love you.